guys, welcome to a new sewing video. I'm gonna make myself a new dress. You probably know how much I adore my Son de Fleur dress. I wear that thing all the time, or I used to, because it's kind of getting warm for it now. So I really wanted to make myself something that has all the qualities of that Son de Fleur dress that make me reach for it all the time, but is a bit more fitting for summer. And of course I wanted to not be exactly the same as a Son de Fleur dress, because then I could just go and buy one. I want to make it a little bit different, but I still want it to be one color, linen, a nice big circle skirt and a classic shape. So I got myself this beautiful moss green linen fabric, and this is what I want to make the dress out of. I absolutely adore this fabric, so that's a good start. Now I did already make a little mock-up of the bodice part. I used the mock-up that I had for the previous dress that I made, which also has buttons down the front, because I do want to have buttons down the front. And I just kind of altered that just very slightly to make a square neckline, and I would love for it to have puffy sleeves with a cuff that closes with either a bow or a button. Sorry if it's really noisy, the windows are open because it's really hot today. I have tried this on, this fits, so I can take this apart again and transfer it onto my fabric. I think I'm just gonna cut out the bodice first, finish all of that before I get started on the circle skirt, and just use everything I have left for that and see how big I can make it. I might have to do a half circle, but we'll see about that. I also took the sleeve pattern that I used for my previous dress, which turned out great, and I altered that so that it's nice and wide so that I can make a puffy sleeve, which is something I've never done before. So there are a few new challenges in this project. Here is what we have so far. I tried to set the sleeve, but I'll have to do that again. First of all, it's too low. I'll need to take a little bit off of the arm side here, and also the pleats or the gathers that I made turned out a bit too far in the back. So I'm gonna redo the sleeve, but other than that, with the actual bodice itself, I am quite happy. I'll just take this off and reset it tomorrow. Good morning! I have decided that instead of cutting out the arm size, I will use this extra room to make some shoulder darts, which will also fix the boob situation that I always struggle with a lot. I think this looks quite good. I really like this neckline, by the way. I think that's gonna be good. Okay, that is much better. I'm really happy with how this came out. So now I'm going to make a little cuff on the bottom here, make the gathers on the bottom as well, and that will be the sleeves pretty much done. I said I wanted to do a button or a ribbon around the cuff, but I don't think I'm gonna do that after all. And I think I'm gonna start by just doing a simple band. Maybe I can add something more exciting later, but for now I'm just gonna do a simple band. I finished the sleeves. I made the little caps, sewed them onto the outside, then hand sewed along the inside to finish those off. So I think for now I will just finish this bit where the buttons will go. So I will fold that over, hem that nicely, make sure this is nice and sturdy. I will finish the neckline and all along here. I think I'll just do a rolled hem over there, and then that will be the top pretty much done. I'm gonna wait and leave the buttons for last, and then when all that is done I think I can move on to the skirts. It's going really well so far. I'm very happy. Making great progress here. The top is pretty much done. I have hemmed the edges. This is all finished. Cuffs are done. I decided to add a dart in the back, just one down the center to help shape this bit. I think I'm gonna leave this for now. I do want to finish this bit, like the inside of the arms, but I think I'm just gonna hand file that later on. Because now I think it's time to do the skirt. So I've taken my measurements. I want to do a full circle skirt that is about knee length. So, and I want to do it gathered. So I measured my waist, multiplied that by 1.5 to get a little bit of a bigger circle than my waist is. And I have the length that I want. So now I need to lay down my fabric, fold it in half, and hope it's enough to make a full circle skirt. When I was buying the fabric and when I decided I wanted to do a full circle skirt, I didn't consider the fact that the length of the skirt would be determined by the width of the fabric, or limited at least by the width of the fabric, because it has to be a full circle. So this portion of the pattern making, I guess, is quite number intense, and that's not my strongest suit. What I've arrived at so far is that I want to make a half circle on this fold here in the full width of the fabric, and that should leave me with enough fabric right here that I can make a third half circle, which will in turn give me a 1.5 circle skirt, I guess. And I will also be able to gather the waist after all, because if I were to do a gathered full circle with this, it would turn out even shorter because I'd have to leave more room for the waist. So all in all, this skirt's gonna be a little bit shorter maybe than I would have originally made it, but I will be able to make it really nice and full, so that's good. However, I think I'm gonna do just one full circle first, see how much skirt that gives me, and if it's full enough for my taste, I might just leave the rest of the fabric for a different project. Yeah, I'm gonna trace my circles now and cut it out and see what we get. is my skirt. It turned out really nice. I don't mind the length actually. I think this is good for summer, and I do think that adding the third half will be too much. Full circle skirt is full enough. I did realize as I was trying to put this on, I had to cut into it and pin it shut here, that I completely forgot to leave room for a zipper or something on the top here. So I'm gonna have to undo one of these beautifully hand-felled seams on the inside, I'm afraid, or have a seam. Oh, I might actually do that. If I have buttons running down a bit lower down the front as well, then I might just use that as a closure and actually have it close in the front and not just do fake buttons. I might do that, yeah. Okay, never mind. But I think I'm gonna leave the circle skirt and figure out how I'm gonna close it. It should come out looking a little something like this. I attached the waist and this is pinned for now. There is a little bit of pleat action going on in the front here, which is just because the waist is overlapping here a little bit. Don't think I mind it too much. It's not ideal, but I think making a seam all the way down to combat that would be worse maybe. The next thing I need to do is make buttonholes, and since my sewing machine only sews in a straight line, I'm gonna have to do all of them by hand. I'm gonna put on a movie, sit down and make buttonholes. I will also have to hem the skirt, so it's going to be a little bit shorter still. Good morning everyone, it's a new day again. Yesterday I finished all of the seams on the inside, so everything is now hemmed, I guess, felled or whatever, including the little slit down the skirt, and I hemmed the skirt itself as well. It just needs an iron to get rid of these wrinkles. All there's left to do right now is the buttons, and I have some really cute buttons. I got myself, here we go, I got myself a bunch of these coconut shell buttons. Here we go, and I think those will be really cute. I think the colors go very well together, so I just need to figure out where I want to place them and then make all the buttonholes. So I'm gonna have to do that by hand. I also think this dress is going to close left over right rather than right over left, just because it seems right here the left one is just a lot nicer than the right one, just because of how the skirt came out. And also there's a little flaw in the fabric on this side as well, and that's the right side. So I think if it closes left over right, it's just gonna look a little bit better. And I don't particularly mind myself that it will close the male way. It's done! The dress is finished. I am very happy with how it turned out. There are definitely, as always, some things that could use a bit of improvement, but there are also a bunch of things that I did for the first time ever in this dress, such as the puff sleeves, which I am actually very happy with. I think those turned out really nice. My main concern actually is the row of buttons. I was super worried about doing buttons because there's so much that can go wrong, and pretty much all of it did go wrong. I'm gonna just, you know, accept them for what they are for now, and I might just come back to them and redo that at a later point when I do have some more skill with making buttonholes and inserting buttons and things like that. Yeah, doing all of this by hand, it's not the neatest. I also did go back and, let me just show you, I inserted some extra fabric on both sides in the back so that I had some extra layers of fabric for the buttons and buttonholes to hold on to. Very happy that the skirt is a full circle, is all in one piece, and I know people are going to be like, oh, what about pockets? Honestly, I don't really care for pockets much in my dresses. I don't tend to use them a lot, other than to stick my hands in at awkward moments, but I did make pockets for some of my older dresses and I never actually really end up using them. So for convenience sake, I'm glad that this is just a full circle skirt that I didn't have to do anything with. I love the material, I love the color, I love these little coconut shell buttons. As far as the finishes and everything, this is definitely one of my better projects, aside from the buttons, which are really quite bad, but everything else I'm very happy with. I'm happy with the darts and the sleeves and how it looks from the inside. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this little sew with me video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for loads more beauty and lifestyle content. If you would like to support me through Patreon or my merch store, there'll be links in the description below. Thank you so much for your support. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you for watching and I'll see you very soon in my next video.